Lakeshow podcast brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Play responsibly. You must be 18 years or older.
Good times.
Good times.
Allie, Clifton, Chris McGee, Mike Bresnahan. When you hear that sound, do you hear it in your sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, because you just very sat up.
Just want to
It's been around here for a long time, that little song.
It means you're on.
It means
you're going to be on TV.
Yeah, snap to attention.
Watch what you say.
Yeah.
You don't know who's watching. Magic Johnson could be watching.
Yeah.
Told us.
Yeah.
Shout out, Magic.
Get dialed in.
Get dialed in.
Lock in.
Because we were not locked in 4 minutes ago.
We were.
On some other things.
Yeah.
Other topics.
Hot dogs and TVs at Costco.
Yeah. Great deals going on right now.
Which is okay. That's winning in life, which is what the Lakers have been doing as of late. Let's just dive in, shall we? What?
Nothing. We'll
There
talk
were
about
two blowout wins.
Back to back.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Here we go. The prompter is rolling. After a 3-game losing streak, the Lakers bounced back with back-to-back wins over the Warriors and Kings, their first back-to-back wins by 10 or more points since
November.
What?
I just read it off the prompter.
November.
Yeah.
No.
It's right there.
I know. How
Who's
crazy is
back-to-back
that?
wins?
Back-to-back wins by 10 or more points.
Since November?
Thank you.
That's
Are the Lakers back on track?
5 months ago.
Or is this just a blip against a couple of bad
stat
teams?
I hate.
Which Robert Horry brings up. As I was doing the pregame show yesterday, he had a great point. However, the Kings had won 2 games in their last 19 heading into last night. They're 14-47 on the season. So in my mind, when Mike Trudell threw back to us at the beginning of the pregame show saying, you could go down the roster for the Kings, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, if the Lakers end up not winning last night, there are more issues to discuss about the Lakers than
Correct.
caring on who's, know. And
Correct.
Rob had made the point, well, when you look at the Phoenix Suns that happened on Thursday without Devin Booker, without Dylan
Good
Brooks,
win.
right? You do often think it was against probably 2 teams without their stars in the Warriors, not a good team in the Kings, but they still have guys who can play.
Of course.
So there's still a job to get done.
I'm trying not to get too high with the wins, but those were expected, and I am happy that they played well in those games and took care of business because that's what you're supposed to do. And listen, I go back to that Suns game. The Lakers have won plenty of games with 3 rotational guys out and some of your best players out. But I still am stuck a little bit on that losing streak. Not so much Boston. Boston was a great team. But Orlando, a little shorthanded.
Right.
And at crypto. Phoenix minus Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker up 13 in the middle of the third. I was texting you that night because I was not in that night. You did not tell me they were up 13 in the third. Remember, I was not able to watch the game, so I was tracking on my phone. I didn't realize the 24-point turnaround. I didn't like it, and I still don't like it. That game, to me, they needed to win because of where they are in the playoff race. So I'm starting to look at that stuff with 22 games left.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm really happy with that they took care of business, but I just need to see it more consistently. Because those losses were big. If you had won those 2 games, you're all of a sudden in third, and we're having totally different conversations. That's how close the West is. But it's still frustrating. Yeah. But yes, I'm happy that they won. I'm always trying to be captain positive. And those wins are, but it is nice to have blowout wins.
It is.
It is. And that's what you should do more times than not when you're playing teams like that.
And the key part about both wins is rest. Luka didn't play either fourth quarter. Austin Reeves didn't play either fourth quarter. LeBron played a couple minutes in each of those fourths. So it's nice for the Lakers to say, we're going to play our stars under 30 minutes for the first time in back-to-back games, for the first time in quite some time. Because I'll tell you both what, over the next 3 weeks, we're going to have a really good idea, maybe even the next 2 weeks, of where the Lakers are going to finish in the standings. 2 games against Denver, ahead of them in the standings. 2 games against Houston, ahead of them in the standings, and a game against Minnesota right next to them in the standings. Yeah. So it's nice to beat a beat-up Golden State team and a Sacramento team that threw in the towel roughly 4 weeks ago. But, yeah, here come the real heavy hitters. Not quite right away. You got New Orleans coming up.
It's a big stretch coming up.
Yeah, you got to push them out of the way. And you have Indiana later in the week. They're done for the season. You got to make sure you salt that away, too. But tough games, Allie. Tough games coming up in the month of March.
And after going 4-4 on the previous 8-game homestand, the 6 of next 7 here at home, to your point, a little mix of, because you also have the Bulls in there.
Yeah, they're a dead team.
And by the way, after that 6 out of 7 at home, Allie, you go on a 6-game road trip. That is brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah,
so you can't go 4-3 here
Right.
in your next 7.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Got to be 5 and 2
call.
or better.
Let's break down a little bit of something we saw over the last 2 specifically. 37 threes combined hit for the Lakers, 19 versus the Warriors, 18 against the Kings in back-to-back situations, of course. They're 9-2 and they make 15 or more threes in a game. This is something, obviously, I feel like since I've known you in 2018, you've been tracking with this organization. Just some supportive numbers here. Since the All-Star break, Luka is shooting 48% from 3 on almost 10 attempts a game.
Yep.
Luke Kennard, who we know is such a percentage guy versus volume, he's flirting with 50% from 3 on this season. The Lakers, as we talked about, I believe last week or the week before, they lead the league in field goal percentage, still second best in the league at getting to the free throw line, but historically have struggled from 3. When you look at this team, when you look at the league and the expectations that are there, how important is the 3 ball to the success of this team when it comes to the postseason?
It just makes it so much easier. It's so much easier. I mean, look what Golden State started 15 years ago, or maybe a little bit longer. A 3, there's no violence. There's no driving the lane and getting fouled. It's just get good shooters, stand out there all day, make 20 threes a game, and you're going to win championships. That's the new NBA. And I know James Worthy, he always looks at some of these fouls that are made and he laughs and he's like, when I was a player, they didn't even blow the whistle. Talk about having a cracked whistle at that point, right? I mean, make your threes. It just opens up the game. You're a big football guy. Would you rather have a just run the ball up the middle, get 3 yards of play? No, that was like 1970, right? You want to have an air it out quarterback. You want to have Patrick Mahomes on your team.
I do.
A guy who can throw.
I like to run it for 3-4 yards though. Set up some other stuff.
It helps.
Okay with that
helps.
too.
And it's good to have the capability of
Not running the
LeBron.
wing tee, but I'd like to see a little
what?
spread.
The wing tee.
The wing tee.
Great reference. A single wing. Yeah, but I mean, bottom line, you want to catch up to what the rest of the league is doing. Look at Boston when they won it. They led the league in threes. So it's important to have a capable 3-point attack, which the Lakers did last season. I'm still surprised they only won 1 playoff game. But anyway, they didn't have it earlier this year, and now Luka's coming around. LeBron's feeling better. And you had Luke Kennard. Allie, they're starting to get points the easy way, and I like that.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do the Lakers have a top 10 defense in the league for this year?
Do they or can they?
No, do they? Right now, are they a top 10 defense statistically? No. They are not.
No.
3 ball's very important.
Yeah.
3 ball's very important in this league. LeBron James can shoot threes. Luka Doncic, threes, leading the league right now in terms of the after All-Star break percentage. Luke Kennard, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart's capable, Jake LaRavia. They can hit threes, and you have to hit threes in this league at a consistent rate to really advance, in my opinion, and to stay above that line. I think it's absolutely crucial to this team. I really do. Now, you're not going to hit 19 every game.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Suns are going to hit 22. That's going to happen. But they don't have to have the most volume. They don't have to hit the most, but you have to be good enough at it where it can keep you in games or it can separate you in games. Also, you got to be able to hit clutch ones when it counts.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I always go back to that 2020 Laker team. They weren't the best 3-point shooting team in the league, but boy, were they good when it counted. And it mattered.
AD, big 3.
Can I ask you a question real quick, off topic? Is that a donut shirt?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad's Donuts, Balboa Island.
Are you like a...
Maybe you do need...
Are you like a glazed donut type of guy, or are you like a... What, I was just trying to figure out what you were talking. I really wasn't listening to you. I was kind of figuring out, like, what kind of donut is Brez?
That's a good question. They're actually famous for hippo cookies, of all things.
No idea what that is.
But
What cookies?
Hippo cookies.
Hypno?
They're hippo, like the animal. They're shaped like a hippo and they're iced. I brought them in from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I've had those.
Yeah.
So one thing we know about Brez, he loves the cookie cutter.
He's a treat guy.
Sugar cookie with the fake frosting.
Yeah, he loves it.
I got to be really honest. I've got my annual physical coming up in a week or so. I'm a little nervous about it. It's been
cut those out.
It's been a bad month or so, bad couple months since the holidays.
All you have to do is detox for the next week. No sugar, water, electrolytes.
Yeah.
B-More and I were just having a conversation, kind of. Yeah. We were intrigued about what, is Brez a maple donut guy, or is he like a bear claw?
Not really donuts. It's
the cookies.
It's cookies.
Sorry for going aside. Sometimes the podcast
I think you do need to be medicated, like we talked about.
Before the show.
You want to see the back of the shirt?
I'm not opposed to trying anything.
Oh yeah, please.
Show you the back of the shirt here.
Is it a donut?
Yeah. It's kind of like a little. Can you see it?
World's best frozen banana, huh? Balboa Island.
Wow.
Got a little shop on Balboa Island.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Okay.
My mom likes the donuts, so my mom likes their donuts. So I'll stop by and get her some, and I'll get a couple of hippo cookies. I'll bring some in next time.
Not only is this a culinary show outside of a Laker podcast.
Anywho, 22 games remaining on this. That's also another crazy thought. Just 22 games left in the season. We talked about 6 of the next 7 at home. Only a game and a half behind the 3 seed with 7 of their next 10 coming against teams above 500. 5 of those against teams ahead of them in the standings. Wild. 2 against Denver, 2 against the Rockets, and 1 against the T-Wolves.
Don't love the back-to-back Rockets at Rockets.
It's so weird. I hate how the NBA does that.
You don't like that?
I like a split there.
We know that they handle their business against teams they should beat. I forget the stat already. We read it last night. However, versus teams above 500, 13 and 17. Make or break stretch?
Well, yes. In terms of playoffs and playoff seeding, I think it's a make or break stretch. Because if you come out of this on a good note, come out of this with some big wins in an over 500 record, you're going to be coming down the stretch playing for 3 through 6. But if you don't have a great stretch here and they struggle, you're now going to be looking at the 7 seed because Phoenix has a really easy stretch coming up. They also have Booker coming back. Brooks will be out, but they can still win with just Booker because I like their supporting cast and I like what they're doing there. So yeah, this is a huge stretch for the Lakers.
Yeah, I kind of outlined it, what I thought about it already. And, Geet, don't let them fall into the 7 spot. And I don't think they will. But they've got to do certain things over the next few weeks. Got to beat Minnesota, split with Denver, split with Houston, and then you're okay. But the Houston games, twice in 3 days in Houston, the NBA never did this till COVID started. Now they do it all the time. It's just so weird to me.
Brett, sometimes when you look at your road or you look at and you break schedules down, like you and I were here, and they were going into that Orlando-Phoenix stretch, and then we knew what was coming up. Sacramento, Golden State shorthanded, Pelicans, and you're already 4 games in the loss column ahead of Phoenix. They had a real opportunity to kind of put that in the rearview mirror, and now you focus on 3 through 6. But because of those losses, now it's in play. So that's why this stretch to me becomes
This
huge.
is it.
Because there really isn't a lot of room for error. You're going to lose some games, don't get me wrong. But when I say room for error, like a 500 stretch or a below 500 stretch would send you back.
We have a lot more stats and fun coming up around the corner when we dive into Bucket or Break. But before we go to break, you were a busy man this weekend. I know the music is playing, but can we take one moment to shout out your youngest? Who?
Luca. Little Luca Lou McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats to their team. They got the big open bid in Boston. They went there 40 teams. And only 4 get the bid for big junior Olympics, and they got it. So it was good for her to feel that.
Nice.
I love Mills. I'm Mills' biggest supporter. But I've always said, what about Luca?
Yeah, what about her, man? She's there too, trying to find her journey.
She is.
Yeah.
Luca, go do you.
Shout out,
Congratulations, my friend. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll play Contender or Pretender. That's what it's called.
Good game.
Hoops fans, Morongo Casino Resort and Spa is a great place to catch all the action.
They've got great bars with incredible beers and cocktails.
Fantastic food, too, from snacks to seafood to steaks.
And big screens everywhere showing all the big games.
Endless slots and table games. I never want to leave.
Don't forget the great deals at Desert Hills Premium Outlets. Can't wait to show you what I got.
That's why I love Morongo.
A slam dunk of good times every time.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa is a California licensed gambling facility. You must be 18 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome back to the Lakeshow podcast. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. Can you both act like you've been there before? When someone is reading in a very silent space, do we both have to stare?
Yeah, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing?
Why are you smiling? Why are you
Because
laughing
you guys know.
This is your first time
Have you guys ever been yawning right before we're going on camera? Why does that happen? Like right when they're like 3-2 and then a yawn comes?
Oh, it's tough.
Because your brain is searching for oxygen.
Okay, go on.
So when the camera
really going to break it down like that?
That's the truth. Searching
when the
for
camera
oxygen.
came on, Geet, were you like
Yeah, I was
trying to
How
stifle
about-
it?
get caught.
Yeah.
How about have you ever sneezed?
Ooh,
Or had to sneeze right before you go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's tough. During.
How about
Yeah.
have you ever
Off
went
button.
into a highlight with the wrong highlight?
Heard that happen to you.
Told you. Thanks for throwing away the highlight sheet from the weekend.
You picked up the wrong highlight sheet?
It was in
That's on you, bro.
Oh no.
That is rude. It's time for a round of bucket or brick. I brick that comment. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Play responsibly. You must be 18 years or older.
Good times.
We're going to start with Luke Kennard, who is shooting 49.4% from three. That 0.4 matters. Why? Because with 22 games remaining to try and become the first player since Kyle Korver in 09-10 to shoot over 50%.
Wow.
Bucket or brick, Luke Kennard will shoot 50% from three by the end of the season.
I'm going to have to break it, Geet. Just a lot of tough defenses coming up. You know, he's got to up the volume a little bit too. You know, he's going to have to. And the more volume you get, the more the percentage goes down. So it's going to be close. He'll probably finish at like 48.6%. But I think he'll probably go a percentage down as opposed to one up. Allie, you seem really upset by this.
I wonder what that mental challenge is like, to take a guy who has done it one way for so long and prided himself on percentage.
Yeah.
To get him to take more.
It's the genius of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gone first because I'm going to brick it for almost the same reasons.
Yeah.
I want him shooting
That would be
more.
great. It'd be really cool.
They all want him to shoot more.
Yeah.
I think he's going to shoot more threes, which means it will be tougher to get over 50%. I would love him right around 48 or 49. I am happy with that as long as he's shooting more of them.
Yep.
Okay, fine. We finally made it to March, heading down the final stretch of the season with a lot of teams out west in the mix for the championship this year, or maybe not. So we're going to play Contender or Pretender with some Western Conference teams. I'm going to give you guys a team, and you tell me if they are legit title contenders or just pretending.
So bucket or brick is over. That is ended.
Correct.
Okay.
We're
That was the
shifting.
fastest round. It was just
First, we're going to start with the Spurs.
Oh.
This core has no playoff experience together. Very young and inexperienced, but they're second in the West, only 2.5 games back of the Thunder, and they have some 7'4" guy who blocks out the sun. Are they legit title contenders or just
Go
pretending?
ahead, Geet.
They are legit title contenders. And if you're watching them at all, then you will agree with me, Mike Bresnahan. Now, there is truth to never being there before. And
Yes.
taking the right steps.
Yes.
But a contender to me is someone that's got a legit shot to be in the conference finals. They will be the 1 or the 2 seed in the West, and they will have a legit shot. They are deep. They are young. They are good. Harrison Barnes has won a title. De'Aaron Fox has been in the playoffs. It's not like they have no one on their team that's ever done anything. And those veterans can help you in certain situations. Am I picking them to win the championship? No. But are they a title contender? Absolutely, yes.
You kind of opened my eyes a couple weeks ago when you said that they were like 12-1 to win it all. And I said, that seems crazy.
Me too.
That seems high.
That's a good. You know how you always pick the NFL, like you want to pick a team that's like got the good odds,
Right, that's
so
a
you
good
could actually
odds.
make some money. That's
And
great
I
odds to take.
I actually
the Spurs.
checked again the other day. It's down to like 6.5 to 1. So I feel like, yeah, the answer is yes, they're contender. It's not bucket or brick anymore, right? It's contender,
Correct.
pretender.
I think it's just pretender contender.
Contender. Is there a little sound effect with that? Contender. No. Okay.
Okay.
Working on that. Anyway, they're a contender. Absolutely. I don't see how they couldn't be at this point. The only thing is, some of those guys on that team can be a little injury prone. So as long as they stay healthy, they are an absolute contender. And you know what I like about this game already, Geet? I feel like the producers started with an easy one, kind of like a little lob for us.
Yeah,
you know?
this next one's hard. I can
they're
see it
second in the
already
West.
coming
Of course,
at
they're a
us.
contender. Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Yep.
Next, the Rockets, 37-22 this season. They're third in the West. They're fourth in the league in
plot
defense and
thickens.
seventh in the league in offense. But weird stuff went down with KD during the All-Star break in his burner account. Also, no point guard to facilitate the offense when defenses get tougher in the playoffs. Contender or pretender?
Brez, you go first. On this.
Yeah. I've been touting Houston for a while. Even after they lost Fred VanVleet, I'm like, this team's good. Not that I'm a fan of them. I don't care if they win or lose, but they're good. And I said all season, well, they're going to make a trade for a point guard. It's going to happen, and it did not happen. Now, Shepard is playing really well. Amen Thompson has shown he can play point guard for them. So, yes, they are a contender. They are a contender. I don't like Steven Adams out for the year. That's bad news for them. Yeah, they're a contender, Geet. They're a contender. And I'm not as confident about them as I am the Spurs, though.
I actually like his answer because I'm with you on that, Brez. But I'll go the other side and just say pretender. I think they can win a round. I think they can upset a really good team. I don't think they have enough or what it takes to go all the way. So I'll give them a little bit of a return
close.
because of the
Yeah.
reasons kind of you said, the Steven Adams loss.
Yep.
If they had Van Fleet out there, that would be different
It's huge.
for sure.
He's not coming back, right?
But they are
he's
capable of winning a series or two. They are
Yeah.
for sure. So I guess that's why I'm kind of skating the line, but I'll say pretender because I just don't put them in that top tier. I put them in the tier right below.
Can you imagine if they finish like 4th and Denver's 5th? Say, I don't know, Minnesota or the Lakers go on a run and finish 3rd. That's a wild first-round matchup.
Yeah.
Houston, Denver, 4-5.
I actually think they're going to be in that 4-5 slot. If I had to bet, and it's either going to be a Minnesota, Lakers, or Denver with them, and I think that's a war.
See, I'm going to put Houston at 3, but it's so close. It's obscene.
I'll also say this, Brez. I would like to see this answer after we play them twice, too.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah. I haven't spent a lot of time watching them.
Yeah.
Watched them a little bit here and there. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just not a believer yet. I don't know what it is, but I'm not like a full, because I've watched the Spurs a lot. And I'm like, that team's legit.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, next, the Timberwolves. They've been knocking on the door of the finals, of back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances in the last 2 seasons, but feels like this team is always overlooked during the regular season. Contender or pretender?
I'm almost going to give the answer you gave for the Rockets. I'll put them as a contender because of what they've done in the playoffs over the last couple years, and they have been knocking on that door. They know how to win tough playoff series. Their defense is legit. Ant is a game-winning type of player that can get you a bucket in the last minute of the game when you need one. He can create for himself. I think they're tough. They're well-coached. I'm not picking them to win the West, but I would not be surprised if they found their way into the Western Conference Finals. I just believe in them in the playoffs because I've seen it. They're tough.
We can't agree on everything. I'll go contender, but it's one of those barely contenders. Pretender. I think they're barely a pretender. I think they're missing Alexander Walker off the bench. There was that weird rumor starting about a month before the trade deadline, Allie. Like, is Dante DiVincenzo, is he on the trade block? That was kind of weird to me. I'm like, what's going on with that? Because I thought he was a pretty big piece for them. I feel like their best shot might have been last season. Julius Randle was great in the playoffs a year ago. Can he replicate that? That's a lot to ask. Love Julius, great player. Ran into him outside the Skechers store in Manhattan Beach a couple summers ago. Geet had a nice little talk with him and his lovely
Always
wife.
been a fan.
Yeah, love the guy. But
they're an interesting team, man. They're intriguing.
Interesting. I'm going to go slight.
What's interesting, Brez? They have confidence in themselves, though.
Oh,
they get into those moments, and I feel like they think they can win, and that's a big part of it. I don't know if we all believe they can, but I think they think.
Yeah, slightly on the wrong side of the coin.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Next, maybe the most disappointing team on this list, the Nuggets. Why? They're 37-24, only a half game up on the Lakers. They have the second best offense in the league, but the 21st middle of the pack defense, and no Aaron Gordon for a long stretch, which really changes obviously how they play.
Is he back for the playoffs?
They do have the Joker though.
Like, is Aaron Gordon coming back at some point?
Yeah, he's got 6 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah,
TBD.
But what version are you going to get?
That's a second long absence too this season.
Yeah, I mean, I bet that changes your answer. I mean, what are you going with? You go first.
I'm going to go with contender only because I just feel like this team is so battle tested.
Yeah.
Keep in mind they're only this far down in the standings because Aaron Gordon missed a month and a half to start the year approximately, and Jokic missed a few weeks as well.
Yeah.
So if those guys are healthy, they're like right up there with San Antonio, maybe even right next to OKC. So I think they're better than the record shows. They're a contender, but you got to get Aaron Gordon healthy. That's a key, Allie.
I think it's such a cop-out for me to say it. I'm going to say contender, but they have to be healthy to be a contender. I also have that much respect for Jokic and Murray, where I know that as long as they are healthy in the playoffs, those two guys, they have a chance to win any series.
Yep.
Peyton Watson is healthy. He's gotten a lot better, but they need Aaron Gordon because I think they miss MPJ.
Yeah.
I really do. But Aaron Gordon is so big for them. So if he's back and he can get a couple weeks under his belt, just by him being out there, it makes him a lot better. So I have him as a contender because of the respect I have for those.
You know what, Keith? It's funny. If they had not traded Michael Porter Jr., I'd feel better about them.
Yeah.
He's having an incredible season with Brooklyn. I mean,
he was a big piece.
It's just a track meet.
He's also a Laker killer
no one
back
cares
then.
about wins and losses, right? Just fly down the court, score your points.
For
but
sure.
Cam Johnson hasn't quite been what I thought he would be. That's the one
He's
thing.
not MPJ.
Yep.
All right, last but certainly not least, our Lakers. From the highs and lows you guys have seen and the teams we talked about ahead of them, are they legit title contenders or pretenders? Ooh,
Who wants
so glad I'm hosting
Who wants the floor?
I'm going to go contender. This is a Laker podcast, and I've said it all year. They have not shown that they are a great team. I think they are a good team, but I think there is potential there with the right road and those three getting hot and them kind of coming together that they could make a run to the Western Conference Finals. And if you make a run to the Western Conference Finals, give it a shot.
I'm thinking We haven't seen the best from two vets, LeBron and Marcus Smart. They've saved an extra gear for the playoffs. They've been through this before. And I think those two are really going to start showing us a little something. I think they're contenders as well.
And Brez, playoff schedule favors a Laker team
yes.
because of the separation in days.
Yep.
Well
I call
done
it contender.
by the two of you.
You agree with us on a lot of these?
I do. I agree with everything you said. Best part of the episode? The donuts.
The donuts.
And the hippo cookies.
Going to get some hippo cookies.
I couldn't have imagined spending my Monday morning any other way.
You know why you're happy?
Of the Lakeshow podcast.
Because you're off the rest of the day.
Presented by Morocco Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.